Hello children, welcome to your English class. In this session, we are going to read the poem The Last Bargain written by Rabindranath Tagore. Children, before we start the poem, we should know about the poet of the poem too, Rabindranath Tagore. Here I have given the biography of Rabindranath Tagore. You can read it out yourself. Children, one more important thing about Rabindranath Tagore is that he has written our national anthem Jan Gan Man, and he has got the Nobel Prize. He was the first one in Asia. Now let's start our poem The Last Bargain. First of all, let us find out the meaning of the last bargain as it is given in the book. A bargain is an agreement in which both parties promise to do something for each other. Someone is looking for work. Here in the poem, the narrator is looking for the work, waiting to be hired. He wanted to be hired. He strikes a bargain, but he thinks it worthless. He tries twice again, but doesn't like either. Finally, in the last bargain, when he is hired by nothing, whatever, he is happy as never before. What is the bargain and why it is the best? This is what we are going to read in the poem. Now children, let's see the stanza wise explanation of the poem. The first stanza is, "Come and hire me," I cried, while in the morning I was walking on the stone paved road. Sword in hand the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, "I will hire you with my power." But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. Now let's see the difficult words as well its explanation. Hire me, it means get my services in return for payment. Stone paved road, it means the path of stones or the stony path. Sword means weapon, it is a weapon with a long thin metal blade. Chariot means a horse drawn open vehicle. Held means kept, and counted for naught, it means was of no worth. Early in the morning, a man walked along the stone roads of the city, offering himself for a hire. Going in his chariot, a king saw him. He offered to buy him, offering his power in return. His power did not seem of much worth to the man. He refused, and the king moved on. This is the explanation of this stanza. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered and said, "I will hire you with my money." He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. Now, let's see the explanation. The man walked on in the heat of the noon. He roamed about in crooked lanes. All the doors were shut. An old man came out with his bag of gold, he thought, and then offered to hire the man with gold. This offer could also not attract the man, and he went the other way. Let's see stanza 3. It was evening. The garden hedge was all afloat. The fair maid came out and said, "I will hire you with a smile." Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. Hedge means fence, a floor filled with flowers. Fair, beautiful, maid, girl, paled, became weak, melted, turned. Explanation of this stanza. Now it was evening. The garden hedge was filled with flowers. A beautiful girl came to the man. She offered the man her smile in return for his work. Soon, however, her smile weakened and changed into tears. So, she had to return into the darkness. Now see the last stanza, and that is stanza 4. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, "I hire you with nothing." From henceforward, that bargain struck in child's play made me a free man. Glisten means shiny. Wave broke means the waves were dispersing by colliding waywardly in an erratic manner. Shells, hard outer coverings of small sea animals. Henceforward, from now on, bargain struck, deal was made. Now see the explanation of the last stanza, that is stanza 4. The evening sun shone lustrously on the sand. The sea waves were breaking on the shore wilfully. There was a child playing with the shells. He lifted his head and looked at the man. He seems to understand him. He offered to hire the man without payment. The man accepted the offer, and from then onwards he played with the child. In doing so, he remained a free man. So children, what we have seen, The Last Bargain. This poem is written by Rabindranath Tagore, and it is a 16 lines poem composed in blank verse, conveying a strong message well needed for the materialistic world, that no power, money or lust can make us happy. They are temporary. This is the moral of the poem. Simplicity and innocence are the most supreme of all. This is what we have learned from this poem.